She's Brittany, ex-radio host, sports-obsessed hype girl turned influencer, and your reigning sequin queen. And he's Hector, once a high-flying executive, now a full-time stay-at-home husband, part-time card collector, and Brittany's #1 fan. This is the Behind the Sequence podcast.
Hey girl, hey. We are back with another podcast episode. If you're still here, thank you so much. This is episode 7, which is wild. We're almost to 10. Thank you for listening to and all the kind words on every single episode. I still love doing this and I still love you guys so much. Also, what a wild weekend of football. Unfortunately, my team, Notre Dame, didn't pull it out, but I will give a shout out to Texas A&M because that was a hell of a game. They shouldn't give them that many points, but you know what? We're 0-2 to start the season, so things are going well. What I will say, who I'm very impressed with, is the Cowboys, especially the kicker who needs a raise. I mean, I don't even know. I think he has the most points on the team at this point. But shout out to the Cowboys for pulling that one out to beat the Giants. Russell Wilson, though, also had a great game. He's my quarterback on my fantasy team. So thank you for all the yards and all the points because I won this week. And then, well, actually, it's not over yet because we still have today, but I probably will. I'm favored to win. And then, you guys, I haven't been to a Friday night's lights football game in a long time. I would say probably years. And I went to one of my dearest friend's son's game, who is a star. He's a beast, if you know him. Cam Newton, no relation to the other Cam Newton, but I honestly have never been so impressed with somebody at that age. Like, I don't even know how many points or how many yards he had that game. I think it was almost like 150. I mean, every time he ran, he would go. Like, nobody was catching him. And I was so impressed. He also has, I think, like several offers for colleges, some big names. But it was so much fun. It was actually with one of my dearest friends who is actually sitting right next to me.
Hi, y'all.
Taryn Newton is here. She is my special guest on this podcast. I am so over the moon excited that she's here. She is amazing. Most of y'all know her. It's at Taryn Newton. Most of y'all actually said that you think she was one of the people coming on. So really excited that she's here. You want to do a little slight intro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, y'all. I'm not even from Texas. Hey, y'all.
She's not, but that was
I'm
good.
Hi, I'm so happy to be a guest.
Yes.
And this is just such an amazing podcast. And we're going to be talking about all the things.
All the things, y'all.
Getting the nitty gritty, the things that I don't really pull the curtain behind normally.
Yeah. Behind the curtain, behind the sequence.
Yes.
Oh, Taryn Newton. Okay, so if you didn't know, Taryn Newton is one of my dearest friends. She's local to Dallas, but actually she lives like 45 minutes away from me in Prosper. And she has 5 children, all ages 2 to 17.
Oh, gosh.
She's happily married to Rick, who is one of my dearest friends as well. We love all of them. 4 boys. And then she got her bonus girl, Cece. I will never, ever, ever forget her reaction at the gender reveal.
Oh my gosh.
It was the best gender reveal I've ever been to.
That was
also.
the best, honestly. But also, she's the spiciest girl that I've ever. And I'm like, I am too old, I think, for the spiciness. Like,
No.
her being my youngest and me being at my oldest, I'm like, how am I going to have the energy to deal with her? But
You do it very well, though. And she comes to you immediately when she needs a snack. She's hungry.
yes. Or when she's telling me, I know listening to teacher.
Oh.
So you get what you wish for. And the girl life is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, that has to be hard going from like all boys to a girl, is it?
They're just a different vibe. Like, truly. Like, I'm used to like, hey, don't like hang on a fan. And then like now I'm like sharing my makeup with a 3-year-old. And I'm like, what is happening?
Okay, I love that though. Because you didn't
Yes,
get.
I love it until all of your makeup is destroyed.
Yeah.
So it's that balance. But she's been such a gift. I mean, honestly, having a 17-year-old, 11, 7, 5, and 3.
That is wild, Taryn.
It is wild that I'm actually like talking about like girlfriend problems and things to do and not to do with boyfriend, girlfriend. And then I'm like potty training.
Yeah.
To like pivot It's wild.
Okay, we will get into all of how you even like function because like, do you even go to the bathroom by yourself?
Am I
like,
functioning? I don't know.
You are. You're doing a great job. And you seriously still look amazing, by the way. Okay, so with all of that, let's go ahead and get into it. I have so many things that we can talk about, like literally from football to marriage to kids. Exactly. To kids. So, okay, this is what me and one of my friends were talking about. Because anytime you think Taryn Newton, you're like, she literally does it all. Literally, and I don't know how she functions. So like, walk us through a day in the life of Taryn Newton.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I also just like give this disclaimer that I don't do it all? Like I don't want to even put that energy out there because I have so many things that I have areas of improvement. And so what I realize is every day I just try to wake up and be the best person I could be, the best mom that I could be, the best wife, and like give it my all. And if some things are not perfect, I have just grown to know that that is okay. Mm-hmm. So like I like wake up in the morning. One thing that is critical for me is I like to get up like a good hour to hour and a half before I have to get my kids going.
Okay.
I feel like if I don't have that time to pour into myself, I can't really 100% pour into my kids.
Yeah.
And before I used to just roll out of bed when my kids had to roll out of, and I realized that like I was depleted by the end of the day. So I make sure I'm trying to get my weight down, I'm trying to get my sexy back. And so I wake up and I work out every morning.
Yeah.
And then I get going, I have some quiet time and just honestly putting out all of my to-do lists. And then Rick and I actually will have a quick like moment together. I will say it has saved our marriage having a synced calendar. Yeah. I'm a pen and paper type girl. And so I used to be like, this is what's going on, but Rick didn't all the way know. And now that we both have like a family shared calendar and it's all color coded, it's not me carrying all of the mental load of knowing where all the happenings are going. Yeah. So we always do like a quick sync as we're like getting, like brushing our teeth of what our schedule looks like for the day.
Okay.
And then from there, we start rolling the troops out. Another big thing for me is I always wake up in the morning and put on worship music for the kids.
I love that.
Because like I am such a huge person that like my kids need to go out feeling like they could take on the world. And that starts at home with us. Yep. And so that's how we start off. We get them all going. Rick gets them dressed. I'm doing their lunches and their food. And then we're rolling them out like troops.
Okay, so it's like divide and conquer.
Correct.
Like yeah, okay.
And a lot of times like Cameron has to be out by 6 a.m. His practices start. So
you take him?
Absolutely not.
Okay, he's
But
driving.
before he had a car, it was me rolling out in my pajamas. Please don't take any pictures of me of how I used to drop him off because we would have to get there at 5:45 in the morning. But now that he has a car, it no longer.
Yeah.
So
that's nice.
Yeah. And so after that, by the time I shower and everything, and then they're done. And once they're done, I start my work day.
Okay, but are y'all having to divide and conquer to take each to school?
So I take Cecilia and Calvin because their schools are right by each other. And then Rick takes the kids that go to elementary school together. Okay. And so we divide and conquer.
What about the pickup?
Rick handles most of the pickup.
Okay, that's nice.
And so I am kind of like getting dinner together. I start dinner way earlier, but I try to, another thing is like trying to balance being a mom, but run a business is also really tough. I think that moms have it the toughest because we have to do all the things. And so I find that I have to have dedicated work hours. And before I was not having that. I was like popping in and out doing work at random different times.
Yeah.
And so after I get the kids together, I have dedicated work hours. And then I also do dinner earlier because my kids were eating out way too late.
Okay.
So that's what I'm typically doing when Rick is doing school pickup.
Got it. So you got your work done. Kids get home. Is there a thing in your house? Is the witching hour a real thing for you?
Yes.
Okay.
And another thing for us is that when our kids get home, we then carry the load of making sure they're doing reading time. I actually have 2 kids that have dyslexia.
Okay.
And so we try to make sure that that is like non-negotiable time, that we are like making sure we're actively going through their bags, reading, because I'm going to be honest, I used to like kind of like as they were leaving out, like look briefly at the stuff in their bag. And I wasn't really looking at all of their homework, all of their stuff. So we make sure we dedicate time to that.
Okay. Well, that's good. And then
from there, we're trying to feed.
I'm already exhausted.
I'm already exhausted too. And then we got to get them together. So one thing that is really helpful is that I have in their lockers all of their sports activities by their names. So they know that if it's a soccer day, that they need to get all their soccer stuff on. So after reading time, then they are getting on all of their sports gear.
Okay.
And then we are off.
For practices and games.
Correct. Okay. Practices and games. We also have a couple of our kiddos that are in counseling, so they have those. So we may be going to there. A big thing for me is that I want to make sure that my kids are very well-rounded, not just sports. While I love sports and sports are really what make me happy.
Yeah.
I think that they need to make sure that we're doing activities in all different realms.
Good.
So,
yeah.
And then we're still going. So we're still going to activities. Then we got to get back and eat. Then we got to maybe like take the must off and hop in the shower.
Yeah.
And we're still moving. And so then at that point, we try to wind down. We've been really big on trying to stick to their bedtime because our kids are just no good in the morning without it.
Yeah.
And so then we do prayers, put them to bed. And then Rick and I, then you got to still have a marriage, right? And then you got to be a wife,
Correct.
you know? And so then we try to do something to connect because before we were just like laying in bed and be like, hey, see ya. And a lot of times it can feel like you're passing ships.
Yeah.
So we try to be intentional.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
I'm exhausted.
More kids, more problems.
But not when they're older because you have so many like memories, and then you're gonna have so many grandchildren, and that's gonna be you and grandkids. I can't wait for that. I mean, I know you can, but
I can wait, but I can't wait at the same time. Like it's gonna be really special. And honestly, like I try to make sure I don't complain about this season because one, it was our choice to have 5 kids, and then 2, like we'll never get back this crazy chaos of kids running around everywhere.
No, and
it's really crazy, but it's so fun at the same time.
Yeah.
And so we just sometimes Rick and I will look at each other like, you created this, you know?
But everyone says in my DMs, like if I'm ever like, this is a lot with Ridge, I only have 1 and I have a stepdaughter too, but like she's older. They're like, you're going to miss the chaos. You really, right now it's a lot. It's overwhelming, but you're going to miss the chaos.
100%.
You know?
And I know that. And like, why this is a different scenario for me is because I have a kid that's older because I had him at 20. So I have a kid that's 1 foot out the door.
Yeah.
So it's really shifted my perspective that I could really see like, oh my gosh, I have a kid that's leaving. So it makes you want to like clench and hold on longer.
It does. And I will say this, we've had many, many talks with like, how are we going to balance our marriage plus try to like parent? And again, we don't have as many as you, but like, how are you and Rick setting time apart to focus on y'all? Do y'all do trips? Do y'all do date nights?
Yeah, so we weren't at first. Like we truly were passing ships. And then we kind of like looked at the state of our marriage and we were like, all right, like we are basically Cameron's dad and Calvin's mom. And we weren't really like Taryn's husband, you know what I mean? Like we weren't really connecting together. So we had to get in counseling and they were like, this, based on what y'all got going, like the counselor straight up told us, based on what y'all going, this would not allow anybody to connect. Yeah. You guys, he told us like, you cannot expect with how many kids you have, the business that you have, that it's just going to happen. Mm-hmm. And so Rick and I had to be very intentional because our kids kind of run our world.
Yeah.
And our marriage was kind of just like in the balance of like, hey, love you, but catch you on the flip side, you know?
Yeah.
And so we've been really intentional with just like finding common things. We also do like our Bible study together, our couples Bible study together. And date nights are non-negotiable for us. Yeah. I've said this before, but like, I recommend anybody do family business meetings. Rick and I do that just every week to have like a powwow about all things family operations. Okay. And that makes sure that we're like on one page with everything. Okay. So doing those different things and also just to know like, hey, I may not see you a ton, but I love you and we're very affectionate. Like, hey, being intentional. And what's crazy, I'm not naturally an affectionate person. Mm-hmm. Like actually I'm like,
same. I'm very similar.
But I have to because it's like, that may be all we have.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Like that, like giving you a kiss on the run may be the only way I show you I love you.
Right.
So
and that's important though.
Correct. And so we've just been really intentional with that as well. Okay.
And so if anyone doesn't know, like backstory of them is their situation is kind of similar to me and Hector is where they do work together. They both run her business. And so again, like what are things that you feel like you have to set aside business and you two? Like what are some things that you're like, okay, we had our business meeting, but like, how are we still going to make sure that it's me and you at the end of the day? If this business doesn't work out or we don't do this in 6 years, you know?
Yeah. So first off, like we make sure that we don't talk about like business on our date nights.
Okay. Very important.
Because then it basically is a business meeting and you're doing more of the same. And we also limit how much we talk about the kids at date night. Because the reality is like our kids are going to go away. And then when although we have many years till they're all gone, but like, then at that point, we're going to look at each other and be like, I don't even know you. Like, we don't have a personal connection.
Yeah.
So we make sure like we talk about things outside of our kids and our business. And Rick runs like all of the back end of things. And then I obviously, more of the face of it. But we try to make sure that those two worlds do not coincide. And we really designate time to like time block away from business.
Yeah, it's very important.
It's so important because like, I want Rick to know that I love him and support him, but I also want him to know like this is not just like business partnership.
Right. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
You're doing a great job.
You're doing a great job too.
Oh my God, thanks.
So is Hector. Love you, Hector.
I know. Hey, listen, he's still in Oklahoma. I don't even know when he's coming back. Like, he's just
Hector.
working on
and
his
and he's
tractors.
He's getting Rick in there. And Rick's like, I'm about to come over there too.
Hey, the more the merrier, Okay, so one topic I want to talk about is Cam, okay? The football star. How long has he been playing football, actually?
Since we moved to Texas, he started flag football when he was 6.
Okay.
So he's been playing. And it's really funny because then he went over to tackle football.
Okay.
And at that time, it was through FFL Football League. That's like the Frisco Football League.
Yes.
And I remember coming here from Michigan and like realizing that we are now in Texas because these kids.
Welcome.
Cameron's showing up to the combine for these kids. They had a whole combine and a Lego t-shirt. All of these kids are in like Nike Get Up. And I will never forget that. And he had to do like his 40-yard dash, his vertical jump. And I'm like, I'm calling Rick because like Rick didn't go. We just thought it was like this random thing. And I'm like, this is a combine. And I'm like, we're officially in Texas.
Yeah.
They do not play about sports. And so anyway, he got on a team and like they were trying to make him a wide receiver. And I knew, like, I know the stature of our family. And I'm like, he's not going to be like this skinny 6'2". And I actually fought. I'm like, no, he's got to be a running back.
Okay.
And so I told Cameron to remember that when he does like his draft speech because like they try to move him to different positions. And I'm like, no, he needs to be a running back. And so he's been a running back since probably like 7-8 years old.
That's so interesting. Was he one of the smallest? Is that kind of why you?
I just know like he's not. I wouldn't call his stature stocky. It wasn't like a lanky like CeeDee Lamb type stature, and I knew it wasn't going to be that. So I'm like, I want him to have as many years playing in that position as possible. And he always was great with his youth football. But it really, the end of his middle school year, that's when he really took it up a notch.
Really? Okay. And so he's a senior, by the way. And he's
a badass.
Like literally so badass. I put it on stories and everyone was like, oh my God, I'm sorry I did the dance too. He did a little touchdown dance at the end.
The backstory of Cameron is like I like to say this, he's my no fuss kid, but partially because he had to be. Like I had him at 20. I was a server at Red Lobster trying to finish college. Rick and I were going through whatever we were going through. And I had to be like, Mom, can you watch him today? I got to go to class. Dad, can you watch him? And so he had to be a kid that went all over the place. And it took a village to raise him. So he didn't really have the luxury to be like a kid that had a temper tantrum. I have never once seen Cameron have a temper tantrum at any age.
Wow.
Ever. Because
That's incredible.
He just had to, I won't say the word endure, but I'm going to say the word endure. Like he really kind of had to just go with the flow. Yeah. And that is his personality. Even his coaches will say like he is our kid that doesn't push back, doesn't give us any problems. Every single coach that has coached Cameron says that. Wow. And so anyway, it's funny. And he's the most humble kid and the most reserved kid. So then this year, now he's like, I'm going to start doing touchdown dances. And I'm like, please. Please. Normally
bring it on.
And normally he just like hurry up and hands the ball back to his coach.
Yeah.
So he's been practicing in the mirror a touchdown dance.
You showed it to everybody and it was so good.
And so I guess he did it. So
he did. And he did it very well. I don't even know what it was, but
so I don't know what it was either, but I'm like 2 points. Good job.
Good job. And we got it on video. Okay. So with that, how is his schedule compared to, I guess, your other kids? But I mean, how does his schedule take priority, I should say?
It doesn't take priority because I'm a mom to all of them equally.
Right.
It just, and people with kids in different ages know that the type of parent you need to be to each kid in different phases of life, like how you are to Rich is probably different than a mom that when he was like 4.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it just is different requirement that pulls me for all of my kids. And so what they do not tell you is that like parenting a teen is tough because you're really trying to mold them into like a human.
Yeah.
Like an adult.
Right.
So his does not take priority. And I love the fact that he drives now because I'm like, go do your thing.
That's nice. Yeah.
But it is demanding. His schedule is demanding for him.
Yeah.
And he also created a business where he trains youth athletes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. So
Wow.
that, and
Look at him taking
he's
out
booked
his
and
mama.
busy.
Yeah.
He's booked and busy. So like he used to be a ref and he was like, Mom, I actually want to make my own business. And I'm
Okay.
like, as long as it does not require any of my bandwidth, go do your thing. And so
Oh, I need Cameron's number for Ridge.
yes. And so he created I Can Athletics because his initials are Can.
Okay.
And so he trains kids locally on speed and agility in football. And so he started that. So he has a whole booking website that he like
Did y'all hear that?
yeah.
Anybody
So he does his own
listening?
thing. But
Okay.
so I'm proud of him. So that has made him really busy. And then he trains with a private coach multiple days a week.
Yeah.
And then he also has his normal practices. And like I always tell Cameron, I'm like, I commend you because the type of athlete he is, he sacrifices a lot of time where he could be hanging out playing video games with his friends.
Right.
He will say, hey, I can't do this. I have to go to training. And that was like his summer. I mean, yes, he would see his friends. Yes, he was being a kid, but Cameron has a different set of vision now that he knows where he wants to go.
Yeah.
And that may mean that, hey, like I can't see my girlfriend and I may have to like go to training.
Right.
So he trains pretty much in the summer. He was training like 4 days a week.
Okay.
And then he would go play basketball for fun with his friends. And then once like football season started, he also had practices.
Yeah.
So his private coach does not play.
Well, that's good though. That's good.
It's got him where he needed to be. And so I know that like for many moms, they're like, where to start with Cameron, or like you're training your athlete. And I always say like the private coach was a game changer for Cameron.
Yeah. You mentioned that several times. And I feel like even from watching him last season to this season, it is literally like night and day. Like
Correct.
he has improved tremendously.
Yeah, like my dad is very blunt, and my dad was at the game on Friday, and it was the touchdown where he ran, I think, like 70 yards.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, Cameron got faster. He would have got caught last year. My dad
Yes.
was like, he would have got caught last year. And he trained. That like he knew the areas of improvement that were needed to be done. And I used to be a varsity cheer coach. And you know, you can always identify the kid that really has just a different work ethic.
Yeah.
And that is Cameron. Like he just
100%.
knows what he needs to do. And
I think also his confidence level. Like,
oh yes, like that's maybe why he wasn't doing touchdown dances. I don't know, right? Like it's just he's just like a different. He believes in himself, and we tell him every day like you're amazing. You deserve to be in that room.
how are your conversations with him? I know you kind of mentioned like you want to make sure that he is obviously like, you know, a good person and all of those things. But how is your conversations with him now that he's a senior and you only have so much time? And don't want to make it an emotional thing, but like, you know, your first kid that's going to be leaving the nest. Are you making sure that like, you know, he's responsible and like make sure you're doing this? And I mean, that's a lot.
It is a lot because like I feel like in my head, and I try not to like overwhelm him. So I like casually will try to be like super chill and like talk about a topic, like a random topic that's been like on my mind that like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to Cameron about, because you're trying to prepare them for the next thing. And I find myself having a lot of intentional conversations with Cameron, but also for Cameron, like I said, he's very reserved, but he's also a kiddo that internalizes a lot of things.
Okay.
So he could be like going through a storm emotionally and I wouldn't know it. So what I always tell Cameron, I'm like, guys talk about feelings.
Yeah.
I say that with all of my boys. Like, we're going to talk about the hard stuff even when you don't want to.
Right.
So the art of recruitment is tough unless you are like a 5-star athlete where people are like kind of like the movie Blind Side where they're all like coming to his door, right?
That's true.
That is not the reality for majority of you're trying to get in front of these coaches. And so what they don't talk about is how grueling and emotionally tough that is for kids, right? Like they want to go to this college, they want to be seen by this college, but they aren't. And so that's like a mind game. Like you're like, am I not good enough? Why am I not? Why are they not responding to me? Or, hey, sometimes they're like, hey, Cameron, we're about to call you, but don't call you.
Yeah.
Is it something I did? Is it? And so
that's like nerve wracking.
correct.
Yeah.
And so we have to be Cameron's foundation
Yeah.
that brings him back to center. Like, you know why you're here. You know that you are good enough. We can't control who calls you, who doesn't. And the recruitment process is so tough. Unless you're that kid that everybody is beating down the door, they're questioning themselves all the time. That's tough for their confidence, everything. And so I try to just encourage him as much as I can. I tell him, like, you deserve to be in that room. You are good enough. And I also tell him, most importantly, that like football is what you do. It's not who you are.
Yep.
Because
so important.
When those coaches aren't responding to you, it could really make Cameron like question who he is as a person. And it shouldn't, because you still are a great leader. You're still a great friend. You're a great son.
Yeah.
And you deserve to be here. And so we just try to encourage him as much as we can. And we also are very honest. I'm not a participation trophy mom.
No.
I am like, hey, you need do some work. You know.
Not everyone gets a trophy, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we're very honest with him, but in love.
Yeah. Okay, so me and you have several talks about being a mom, being an influencer, doing what we do, social media. So how is it being a football mom, plus being on social media, plus just kind of like putting his life out there, your life out there? Like, how are you balancing all of that? Even just like for you yourself, like emotionally. I mean, is it hard?
Oh, yeah. There's so many times I want to throw the phone.
Yeah.
It's really tough. I am so appreciative of my community about how much they are cheering for my kiddo. And that's partially why I do share it. First, like, I don't share anything that my kids are not okay with sharing. So I don't show a lot of our inner workings. Like we have a lot of stuff going on that just I won't share. But like Cameron loves it. Like Cameron loves it. He always talks about like how the IG aunties are commenting on his page. Like he loves that support. And so I'm so grateful for the community that I have. But it's also wild to me that I have grown women that actually are rooting against my child.
Okay.
That's actually really wild to me. Like when I think about it, like I want everybody's kids to be successful.
Do you really just step back and you're like, okay, Taryn?
I mean, it means that Cameron's doing something right. You know, if I have this 40-some-year-old woman that feels compelled to send me a message about my son's ability, that means that clearly he's getting some eyeballs.
Right.
Because I could never fathom sending somebody a message about somebody else's child.
No.
Say whatever you want about me, but to say something about somebody else's child when they're chasing their dreams is wild to me.
Yeah.
But Cameron rises above it, and I just look at it like when he's out there doing his thing, that's all that matters.
Yeah. And you're still doing a good job about having to just like stay centered.
Cameron doesn't really see any of that noise, and I don't really communicate that to him. Obviously, like he has his social media platforms, and I try to educate him so much about like internet bullies and all of that, because kids, I know what I deal with sometimes. And so I want him to be like mentally and emotionally prepared that like on any given day, you could get something that you don't deserve, but that should not impact even the slightest.
No. Because
that says more about the other person. And that's what I tell them than you. And so keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
If people are talking about you, you're clearly doing something right.
Yeah.
And especially like he has to be on social media because all of his offers have come from Twitter. Well, they call it X now. Yes. All of them come from Twitter. So like if you have a kid that wants to play college ball, they need a Twitter account.
I did not know that.
100%. They need a Twitter account immediately.
That's so interesting. I thought Twitter was dead.
Not for the world of sports. Like all of it happens through Twitter. And so all of his offers have come from a coach or a director, player personnel, like starting to follow him. And sometimes it goes quick. Sometimes they follow him and then immediately message him. Or sometimes they follow him and then it takes like some weeks. And then they'll be like, hey, can I get your number on his DMs? And then he'll hop on a call, and that's how it starts.
Really?
That's how all of them. He personally has not had any offers that came from like his high school coach or anything. His have all come from Twitter.
That is so interesting.
If you have a kiddo that wants to be on like playing some type of college level, you got to get them on social media, and you have to make sure that they're having an active social media page. And now that we're in the world of NIL where college kids are getting like paid to play, they also factor your social following into that, your money. Like, so if there's a kid that is very active and has a larger following, they factor all of that into their NIL money.
This is wild.
It is so wild to me because I'm also like, my kid is half talking and now he's like responsible for like having conversations with coaches. I sometimes will like write Cameron this paragraph of things like I want to talk about, and then he'll be like, sure, I want to answer. And I'm like, are you saying this to coaches? Like, but I mean, he's got to figure it out, but he has a dialogue with him. And like all of the coaches, before they make their way into text messages, they're messaging back and forth on Twitter.
Okay, well, also, I love your whole family, and I really honestly commend your parents too, your aunts, like everybody that is in your family for like helping out and pitching in. So is that when you guys, this is kind of going backwards, but when you guys have to like, you'll go out of town, because I know we're out of town together, and you're like, my mom's got this, my dad's got this, like, I mean, it's for them. You don't have a nanny. Do you have a nanny?
No.
Do you have help? Like, that's
no,
it.
I don't have a nanny. My parents have been divorced for years, but they parent and grandparent like they are best of friends. So a lot of times, like what they'll do is they will divide and conquer. My mom would take the front half, my dad would take the back half if we go on trips.
Yeah.
And so they are Cameron's biggest fans. Like they love watching Cameron so much. I mean, it's a really cool experience. And so that's a big thing that I also tell Cameron is like, soak up these moments because, you know, he is such a big part of their offense at his high school.
Your grandma just turned
100 years old.
Y'all.
So like, my dad was like, you don't have to go to Michigan. I was like, I 100% am going to Michigan to support my grandmother. Like 100, a century?
A century. That is a literal century. Like
an
and she still looks great.
Like, it's amazing. She is goals.
She is goals. Okay, so what would be like your biggest advice for being a mom of a star athlete, especially like a high school star athlete, for any other moms out there that are kind of going through the same thing, or even not even a star athlete?
I could really write a book about this because it is so much to be learned, and I'm learning every day. Like even before coming here, I'm texting like a fellow mom that actually used to be, she's actually in my community. And then like we were DMing so much that we like just took it to text. Yep. Her son is actually committed to U of M, Michigan. Ooh. Yeah. And so shout out to Kia. But she has given me so much advice. So I would first say, find somebody that you can connect with that knows the realm more than you, or even for you guys to have a support system together. If you can connect with people that have already went through the process, like they have college athletes, great. You cannot do this alone because I learn something new every day. It could feel like so overwhelming of like where to start. And so if I were to say any mom, like get in community with fellow like college prospective moms because it's just a different beast. And you also will have to be your kid's cheerleader all the time because they could feel very defeated in this process.
That's so
because
true.
I mean, Cameron is amazing. And it's like, you know, I want him to know that he's amazing, but it doesn't mean just because he's amazing doesn't mean that Michigan's going to come knocking. But that does not mean that you're any less than if Michigan does not come knocking.
Correct.
And so that's a big thing. Like I already said, your kid immediately has to get a social media account.
Okay.
They have to, you can manage it if you want, but they 100% need that. And then you cannot just expect that college coaches are going to come.
Yeah.
Rick and Cameron are working together. They're messaging coaches all the time. And then you also need to have 100% a great relationship with your high school coaches. So your high school program should be helping getting him recruited. They should be reaching out to coaches on your behalf. And if that's not happening, then Rick and I had to have some tough conversations that were great, and they've listened and they've taken action.
Okay, that's awesome.
You have to be in the driver's seat. If you want your kid to be recruited and they are not like a 5-star athlete that people are just running, you got to take action. It's every day. Rick and I and Cameron are like strategizing, and your kid has to have very clear lists of their schools that they want to get recruited by.
I love that. You're doing such a good job. Okay, so moving from outside of football, being star athletes, I mean, knowing that we're good friends, like how do you balance and make sure that you keep friendships, work-life balance, like for you? Like how do you make sure that you keep that a priority outside of like your family, your kids, Rick, and all of that?
So just like I said with Cameron, like football is what he does. Like mom is what I do, but it's not like my only hat.
Yeah.
And so I really am intentional about time blocking, making sure that I have time. Like you may get a text from me a few days later, but I'm going to text you back. I will text you back. And don't look at how many text messages I have.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Anxiety.
But 100%, like I feel like being a mom is only one part. And I know that I have 5 kids. I know that they like run my world, but I have to pour in my friendships. We have to make sure that we get together.
Yeah. Do lunch.
Do lunch,
whatever. Yeah.
whatever. And I just put it on my calendar. I put those things on the calendar because I don't want to look up and like have my whole identity be helping Cameron get recruited, helping Calvin be in this area, Cecilia doing this and being in her dance class. Like I want to be able to like, when my kids leave. And that's why like sometimes people like when they become empty nesters, like go through depression.
Yeah.
Because they don't have anything else besides their kids. And so that's why I did pick up like Mahjong because I need to start having hobbies that are outside of my children.
Yeah.
And like Mahjong has like filled my cup so much in the smallest way.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah, it's so fun. And so like I just have been trying to make sure that I am intentional. None of this comes easy. Your marriage is not going to come easy. All of it takes work. Having an identity outside of your kids takes work. But it's worth it. You know, it's so worth it. Like, that's why, like, I was the largest I've been. Like, I'm around here trying to, like, be, like, a mom. But over here, I'm, like, barely, like, doing anything for me.
Yeah.
And I was, like, hopped on the scale, and I'm like, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
You know, and so I have to make sure I have time for my kids. But I also have to have time for me.
And you look great. You're killing it.
I'm trying.
You really are killing it.
I'm trying.
We always say, I don't know how she does it, but now we know.
trying.
Now we know how you do it. And it's amazing.
I just say like to all the moms, like just keep doing your best because this whole thing, mom life can have you question your ability every single day.
Yeah.
And then it's like tough, like recruiting, like you want to make sure like you don't have the answers for your kids of why they're not getting recruited or why the school hasn't called. And so you just have to make sure like you just keep focusing on the things that you can control. And that's all
huge.
That's all we can focus on. Like Cameron, just keep working on your craft.
Yeah. And what you can control.
Correct.
Because what's out of your control has no control over you. Okay, I figured we would do a fun little lightning round, just a few questions.
Was said before I came on here. He's like, you're gonna have to wrap it up. Brittany does not have all day for your. So.
No, but listen, Taryn, like I really honestly feel like everybody wants to listen to what you have to say. Because even if you have a lot to say or nothing to say, like everybody wants to know. Like,
so I'm gonna have to lightning round and
lightning round, like boom, 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes.
But I'm gonna be like this, but then this.
It's okay.
Okay.
You say whatever you want.
I'm
This
gonna
is
go
your
fast.
podcast.
I'm gonna go fast.
Okay, ready? So, favorite sport?
Track and football.
Oh, really?
I was a track star.
You were also a cheerleader.
Yes.
Fun fact, she was a cheerleader. Then she was a varsity high school cheerleading coach.
Yes, and our team was runner-up in the state.
Yeah, but that's so baddie. You're a baddie. Okay, I would say football, but I also dance.
See?
Okay, must-have item for a sporting event.
My mattifying stick because I am a football Texas mom and it's sweaty out there.
Can we get a link for that?
Yeah. Oh, and then
too.
my base stadium bag.
What about your wagon?
That too, but you can't bring that. So like that is good too. See, that's what I'm saying. There's
I know,
so many
there's
things.
A lot. Okay, so what you said?
Mattify stick because I am always so oily at these games.
Okay, well, I need a link because same.
Yeah.
I need a link for that. Okay. Favorite kid snack and adult snack?
Dots for me. Parmesan garlic, please.
The pretzels.
Yes.
Okay.
And then for the kids, they actually love cheese puffs, but these healthy cheese puffs by the Good Crisp brand, I think it is.
Oh.
And it's like a healthier alternative to cheese puffs. So that's like their go-to.
Really?
Yes, they love it.
Can we get a link for that too? Okay, kid snack. Well, Ridge is 13, so I don't really know that. I mean, he still eats like goldfish and Cheez-Its, but like for me, like my personal kid snack is Gushers.
Do you remember Gushers? Okay,
Do I remember Gushers? I still eat them.
Okay, literally you are aging us.
And Dunkaroos.
Okay, so I seriously, we just had like a thought when I was at the conference last week that I was like, we brought up Surge. Do you remember that sugar-filled drink?
Is that still around?
No, but I was like, we were talking about that and I'm like, oh my gosh, think about all the snacks that we had. See, and this is why a lightning round is not working because
no, but it's fine.
Okay.
It's a long-winded lightning round. It's fine. I would say adult snack. Okay, just because I'm older now and I have to like cottage cheese and the turkey stick.
No.
Okay, those are so good. Oh my God. Okay, favorite life hack.
Digital family calendar is the biggest life hack for me, I would say. Another thing for me is I go to the library a lot. To work.
Is it the one we passed it on the way to the game?
That big.
It's massive.
Yes, I go to the library and just not even just like business work, but just like work on me and my life.
Okay.
Getting out the house when you have a work from home job and everything has been like great for my soul because when I'm at home, I'm like, ooh, I need to dust. Ooh, I need to do this. Ooh, I need to da 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 da.
Yeah.
My brain is like going all the way over here. And so I love like just being able to get out of the house.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, go to the library because you have to.
And the coffee shop can just be too loud. And then I'm over there looking at Susie over here having a conversation. And
You
so,
want to know the tea and all that.
Correct. And then I'm like ear hustling.
Yeah. No, that's a good one.
Yeah.
This might not be for everybody. I don't know, but it has really helped me. In just like the last time I listened to Mel Robbins, and she said, "Here's how to get out of bed." She said, "Count backwards from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1," and like I get up, like because then you feel like you're being lazy if you don't get out. You just counted backwards, like, and then you get
100%.
up.
I honestly, and her like let them theory, that's a whole different conversation, but let them theory has been like really, I don't want to say life-changing, but it has been such a great perspective for me. Like, because I am such like the master of like planning all the things and doing all the things. But then when that stuff, those things that I've planned and have tried to like be perfect doesn't work out, it really throws me off.
Yeah. Perfectionist.
Correct.
I mean, that's not a bad thing.
So
but
let them theory is also the real
I love
MVP.
her. I love all her things, everything. Okay, last question. How do you unwind or distress?
Mahjong.
Okay.
I love Mahjong. And I love like, Rick calls them my horse shows, but I love like Heartland.
Oh, okay.
I love watching a show that makes me like think about like, what if we got rid of it all and moved here?
Like a ranch?
Yeah, like in the middle, or like Virgin River, where it's like just life is slower.
Yeah.
Like your worst problem is the horse that, you know what I mean? Horse problems. Like I love watching I love watching stuff like that. So Rick's like, oh, she's got another horse show on.
Do you like Yellowstone?
That's too much drama.
Oh, okay.
So,
And Mahjong is really fun.
and I love Mahjong.
Can we do another event?
Yes, we are. But like, I love Mahjong because it's just like, it allows you first to be social. And what people don't know is I'm actually an introvert. Like Brittany is the opposite of me. Brittany is like, so we went to our conference and Brittany is like walking in like, woo, woo, woo. Let's go. I want to talk to 80 million people.
Everybody.
And me, I'm like, can I just talk to a few people and have great conversations? So like we have way different perspectives.
It's okay. That's why we get along, which isn't a bad thing. I like wine. I like to wind down and de-stress with wine or other things with your husband. Or just
Oh, okay. Brittany is actually really turned in that department.
Listen, it's the pills. It's the vitamins.
Oh my gosh. Like Brittany, I'm like, you gotta teach me some new tricks.
Okay. Don't you worry.
We gonna have
that's another
we're
podcast.
gonna have like Brittany and Taryn After Dark podcast.
Ooh.
Talking about some like how to keep your marriage spicy.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then Rick is gonna be like, so all this stuff you talking about on the spicy, what we doing tonight?
Okay. Let's do it. Okay, well, this has been so fun.
This has been so fun.
So fun. Like I've learned a lot just in the last hour, from recruiting to what you do, how you survive, how you function. Like everything. So this has been so fun. Thank you so much for coming on. If you don't follow her, it's at Taryn Newton on Instagram. And she's just the best.
This has been so fun.
Stay tuned to her stories on Cam's journey too.
Yay!
Okay, I love you so much.
Love you.
Woo!